Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Pageant Community Radio, a show to promote diversity and to give people a voice. And today we are in the presence of pageant royalty with Catherine Cortes, who is your or our Ms. Belleza Latina International. Hi, Catherine.
Hi, how are you?
I'm really good. The sun is shining here today. How are you?
Yes, I'm doing good. I mean, the sun isn't shining here today. It's raining, but there's hope in the future. We're gonna get really, really good like Texas weather this weekend. We're gonna get like 90 degrees, so I
Oh,
can start
wow.
getting ready for that Texas heat in
Oh my
August.
goodness. The heat I can't even think about going to Texas and it being like 40 degrees for us, which is insane. I don't know how you do it, but okay, for anyone that doesn't know much, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, absolutely. So I'm Catherine Cortes, and I'm your reigning Miss Belleza Latina International 2022. I've been married with my husband for we're going on 11 years in July. We've been together for 16. We have two beautiful, amazing children. We also have two fur babies as well. I do work in the dental field as a dental receptionist. And when I'm not working or spending time with my family, I enjoy serving my community and just doing whatever I can to encourage, motivate, and inspire and support other women within the community in pageantry as well.
Amazing. I mean, before we get on to lots of that, I want to talk to you about all of that. I want you to kind of tell us a little bit about your journey in Belleza Latina and how it was for nationals and then when you won the international. Can you remind us of that?
Yes, yes. So it was actually a 7-year journey for me. I started competing in pageants back in, oh God, I hope I'm going to say this right. I think it was either 2013 or 2014. And my very first pageant actually was the Miss Connecticut Belleza Latina pageant, because back then they did have state pageants. And I actually met the current Miss Belleza Latina Connecticut at a gym, a local gym that we were both working out in. And I went up to her and I was like, oh my God, that's so cool that you compete in pageants. You know, I always thought about it. And she's like, oh, well, you should do it. And I was like, oh, I don't know, I can't. I'm married, I have kids. I think my time has passed.
Oh
Um,
no.
and then she was like, no, like this system, it doesn't go by your martial status, it goes by your age, so you should definitely think about doing it. So I thought about it. I spoke with my husband about it, and he was like, why not go for it? And I went for it. I competed for the first time without any tiny bit of experience. I remember going into pageant weekend like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
And in my mind, it was like a competition. It was like, okay, I'm competing against these girls. So I kind of like stayed to myself. I stayed a little bit guarded. But throughout the weekend, like the girls just showed me so much kindness and they helped me. And then I started to learn, okay, this is not just a competition. Like these are women that I can become friends with and build relationships with. I did end up competing and I placed, I believe it was second runner up. And I believe I got photogenic that year. And I was hooked. I got picked. I got like, not picked, but I got bit by the Belleza Latina pageant bug.
Yeah.
And I knew I wanted to compete again. I took a break though, because we decided that we wanted to have another child. So I got pregnant with my daughter. And then after I gave birth to my daughter, my motivation to kind of get myself back into shape was to compete in the pageant again. So again, I competed in the Connecticut Belleza Latina pageant, this time with a little bit more experience, a little bit more practice. And I placed first runner up. And I was ready. I was ready to go back to compete in Connecticut again because I knew I was like, all right, third time's a charm. Like I'm taking every little bit that I have learned from these past two experiences to propel me for this third time. But that year they didn't have the pageant. So I was going to go to nationals at large, and things happened and I wasn't able to compete in the pageant, but I still wanted to get some sort of international experience. So I competed at another international pageant, which was close by to home, which was in New York City. And I met some amazing women. That was actually the first time that I met Crystal Cavey in person. And she told me, she was like, you need to compete in Belleza Latina. And I was like, I'm coming for Belleza Latina and you're going to coach me. And she was like, absolutely. So that was when I was given the opportunity to compete as Ms. Connecticut Belleza Latina for nationals. That was the year that Beatriz won.
Oh, yeah.
And her and I actually became like roommates because I had asked her, I was like, hey, are you rooming with anybody? And she's like, yeah, but we have a villa, so we have room for more. And it was just an awesome experience to to just be able to surround myself with all those women. We like encouraged, we supported each other. Beatriz and I were always like, hey, it's going to be us too. Like, if it's not you, it's going to be me. And regardless of what would have happened, like, we were like excited and happy for each other. And that year I competed at nationals for the first time, and I did get best interview, but I did get first runner up. It wasn't my time, it was her time. And I was super happy for her, super excited for her. Cause just like, you know, like me, she also like had like this love for the system as well. And I knew I was gonna go back. And then COVID happened.
Oh yes, of course.
So it was a setback for, you know, the pageants got canceled. And then last year, you know, Galaxy got canceled, but Belleza was still going. So I went to nationals, and it was, once again, it was an awesome and amazing experience. I did miss all the Galaxy girls being there. I mean, it was nice having all the littles there, but it definitely, you know, just having everyone there is definitely even more of an experience. But here I am, your 2020 Miss Belleza Latina International, and I am so excited to go to Texas this year and just see everybody, see all the Galaxy girls. You know, I feel like it's been such a buildup, and there's so many amazing girls that are going to be competing this year, and I am like so humbled and honored that I'm going to be able to just be sitting there watching all of your journeys unfold.
Oh, I can't wait to meet you in person and like have people there, because you feel like you know everyone, even though you haven't met people. And it's amazing. And your journey has been incredible then. I didn't realize you had done it that many times. And I love the way you say Belleza Latina. I'm ruining it with my accent. I know it's not the best.
No, you're actually saying it very well.
Oh, thank you. I've tried to practice, but you're obviously, that's such a great lesson in the fact that you don't always win on the first time, but you come back and you come back stronger and you get all that experience, and you didn't like have any regrets. You took it all along the way.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So, okay, so what's next now? So obviously, what have you been doing, and what are you supporting and raising awareness for?
So what is next for me? I'm still trying to kind of figure that out. I'm very passionate about my marriage and marriage in general. I really think that like there's not much out there that talks about marriage and, you know, and things like that. So I kind of feel like I'm ready to kind of go on that next level and compete in a Mrs. pageant. Yeah, as one of the prize packages of being Ms. Belleza Latina International, I do get that opportunity to compete in Galaxy. So that is something that I've been heavily considering, especially because, like I've said, you know, like marriage is a very important topic to me, and I'm very intentional when it comes to like my husband and my kids, and I just want to share that with people. So that is like something that I want to support, build some sort of community for us married women, you know. And also, I have gone through some, you know, depression with everything that's happened in the past couple of years, you know, not just COVID. I did have my brother who was diagnosed with liver disease. And at the time, like that was just very, very heavy on my family and heavy on me mentally. But I'm finally starting to get myself back up. And that's definitely something that I do want to like voice and encourage and support other women who may be going through the same thing. And again, not just women in general, but women who are in a marriage going through depression, or even the opposite, even the husbands, because as a partner, you have to like kind of learn as well. You know, you may not be the one going through it, but you also are going through it in a sense because that's your partner. So I just want to be able to kind of bring some awareness in that topic as well when it comes to marriage and depression.
Yeah, and I think that's a huge topic, and thank you for sharing that. And I think it's amazing that you can share your experience, and if it helps one person, that's the best way to be, isn't it? So, have you got anything that you're planning to do, or are you supporting any certain charities at all?
I am planning on hosting a virtual marriage conference. I don't really have like everything like set in stone or anything just yet, but that is definitely something that I would love to do. I know, especially since COVID, like doing things virtually has gotten like, you know, a lot of like feedback and stuff like that. And I know that there's women who are probably from different states or countries who would want to participate in something like that. So right now I'm in the process of hopefully being able to host something like that in the future. And, you know, I am working closely still with like Dress to Success. Like I'm still trying to grab like attires and stuff like that before I head over to nationals, so that way I can, you know, make a big donation before I head on back on to Texas.
Yes.
Yeah.
After that, you're thinking Mrs.
Yes.
Oh, that would be amazing. So, okay, so for as a Ms. and a Mrs., like what's the transition? How have you transitioned and what do you think the differences are apart from obviously being married?
So I think honestly the difference is more on what's like your platform in a sense, or maybe not your platform. I guess what I'm trying to say is that with Belleza Latina, I was more focused on myself and like my inner growth and my why, and you know, just watching my personal self bloom. But I feel like as a Mrs., like this isn't just about me anymore. This is about my husband and my kids and my family, you know, and just building on that. So now, you know, I still do get my family involved with me. Like sometimes they come to events with me, but now I feel like, all right, now we can like really do this together as a family, you know, like it's not just me being Mrs. You know, Mrs. Latina Galaxy or whatever, you know, it's us. So I definitely feel like this journey isn't going to just be about me, but it's going to be about us. And who knows, maybe this can also like bring us closer and just build on something that like, hey, we did this together. You know, I didn't do this by myself. We did this together.
Oh my goodness, you're so busy. You're a mum, you're a married woman, you've obviously working. And how do you fit everything into your busy schedule?
Being intentional, I think like you really have to take some time to really sit down and figure it all out, especially when you're a mom and you have a husband, because you have to make sure that you have the time set apart to be with them, you know, to like my husband and I, we like to have a date night at least once a month. So we set that date aside. And we also like to have, you know, a family, like just a day in the calendar where it's just about the family, where we plan something like an event or something that we can all do together as a family. And then I kind of build everything else around that.
I like that. That's amazing. I think it's good to do because husbands, especially in the pageant industry, can maybe not be as included as maybe they want to be, or maybe we're always dashing off doing a million things. So it's nice to include them in things, and I think that's great. So apart from that advice of managing time, what advice would you give to anyone that wants to be, in a pageant, maybe in Belleza Latina or Galaxy? What advice would you give them that helped you along the way?
I would just say to just take the leap. You know, my journey started as a like, why not? I'm gonna go for it. I'm just gonna do it. You know, like what am I gonna lose here? And you won't regret it. You won't regret it at all. No matter what the age is, whether you are, you know, a little one like my daughter,
Yeah.
or you are just like me, you know, a mom, a wife, like you are still an individual. And if there are something that you feel passionate about or something that you want to do, I would just say go for it. You know, not just in pageantry, but also like in life in general. Just kind of just shoot for the stars. Just go for it, because you're never gonna regret not doing it. What you're gonna regret is,
Mhm.
you know, just like kind of just not doing it. If
Yeah.
that makes any sense. Like just go for it. You won't regret it. What you will regret is not going for it. So just take that leap. You won't regret it.
100%. And the question I ask everyone, Catherine, because obviously I started this up as, connecting people during lockdown, and my whole platform was about celebrating cultures and diversity. And I know that's come a long way now, and people are a lot more open with it. People talk about it a lot more. But why do you think it's important to have diversity in pageantry?
I think it's important because we live in such a big world, right? And there's just being in competing in pageants alone has taught me so much. It has broadened my horizons, you know, not just with culture, but just also with just like everything else, like places I want to visit now because of pageantry. Like I want to go to the Philippines. You know, I
Yeah.
I want to go to the UK. Like these are places where I've never in my life
Yeah.
have ever like dreamt of ever going, you know, and you just learn so much about people and things that like you may not know. Like I just feel like it's so good for you for just like as a person in general to grow and to learn. And
Yeah. Oh, so nicely put. Yeah, amazing. And if anyone wants to follow your journey, how can they follow you, your Belleza Latina journey or anything in the future?
Yeah, so my main Instagram is Ms. Belleza Latina 2022. So you can definitely follow all of my future endeavors there.
Oh, perfect. Thank you so much for being part of Pageant Community Radio. I've been wanting to speak to you for so long, and it's amazing that we could finally get the times and get you on. So thank you so much. And I can't wait to meet you in Texas.
Well, thank you for having me. And I'm so excited to meet you and all of Team UK in a couple of weeks.
Yay! Oh my goodness, it's not long. It's really not long, is it?
No.
Oh, goodness me. And I'm sure you've got all your outfits sorted and you're all ready to go and hand over. Oh my goodness.
I'm ready. I'm ready and I'm excited and I just can't wait.
Oh my goodness. Well, lots of love from the UK and I can't wait to see you then.
Thank you.
Later.
Bye.